Hey everybody, this is Dr. Burke-Galloway, author of The Smart Mother's Guide to a Better Pregnancy. I'm also a blogger and an OBGYN physician. And today I want to talk to you about women who are trying to get pregnant. If you're out there and you're trying to get pregnant, let me give you a heads up about things that you might think about doing that can speed things along. So if you're trying to get pregnant, what you want to do is make sure that you get a period every month. If you have periods every month, more than likely that means that your ovaries are working and that you're producing eggs, and so therefore you can get pregnant. If you have irregular cycles, if your period isn't coming every month, if it skips a month or two, then don't try to get pregnant, because more than likely you are not ovulating, your ovaries are not producing eggs, and therefore you're not going to get pregnant, and it's going to be a very frustrating experience for you. So a regular cycle means that you need to have further follow-up to see exactly what the problem is. Now, if you do have regular cycles, then hopefully you are marking on the calendar exactly when your period comes, because you need to determine exactly what type of cycle do you have. Do you have a 24-day cycle, which is short, or do you have a 35-day cycle, which is short? Which is long. If you have a 35-day cycle, you're going to have sex at a different time to try to get pregnant than someone who has a 24-day cycle. So the number of days of your cycle is very important. Now, for those of you who may not know what your cycle is, then it's recommended that you start testing whether you're ovulating or not around the 11th day after the last period. Now, how do you determine whether you're ovulating? The old school method was that you would take your temperature every day from day 14 through day 18, and if the temperature went up by a half a degree, then that meant that you were ovulating, and at that time, that's the time that you should, have sexual relations. Well, there's a more efficient way of doing the test for ovulation. You don't have to do the thermometer thing anymore. You can use an ovulation kit, and although these kits have been around for a very long time, I don't think my colleagues give women enough information in terms of telling them to proactively use these kits, which really speeds things along. Now, this happens to be an ovulation kit that you can buy from the dollar store for $1. I like it because it's inexpensive and it does the job. You don't have to use an ovulation kit from the dollar store. There are certain commercial brands that you can use. That's, totally your decision. But because you have to test your urine for at least 5 days, and if you buy a test that costs $12 or $13 a day, and some of them I think are as high as $20 a day, that can add up. So that's why I personally like the dollar store brand, but it's up to you. So, okay. On the back of these kits, they show you, based on the number of the cycle that you have. If you have a 24-day cycle, you're going to test your urine on this day, and if you have a 35-day cycle, you're going to test it. They give you the exact time to do the urine test. Like I said, if you don't know what your cycle is, then you would do the test starting on day number 11, and you typically should use the first morning urine, because that's the urine that's most concentrated, and that's the urine that should have the highest, amount of pregnancy hormone. Not pregnancy hormone, I'm sorry. LH hormone, which is a female hormone. LH stands for luteinizing hormone, for those of you who are so inclined to want to know. So if you test your urine, you would test it for 5 days or until you get a double bar. And if you get a double bar, that means that, hooray, you're ovulating, and that's the time that you get together with your honey and you try to make a baby. So let me just give you some numbers here so you can really see why it's important to use an ovulation kit if you're really serious about getting pregnant. So they have 100 couples who are trying to get pregnant, and they're not using an ovulation kit. They're not timing sexual intercourse with ovulation. So out of 100 people who are trying to have a baby, 50 of those people will actually get pregnant during the first 3 months of trying. Then 75 people will get pregnant at 6 months after trying, and then 90 couples will successfully become pregnant at 12 months. Okay. Then you have 100 couples who are trying to get pregnant, and they do use ovulation kits. In other words, they time sexual intercourse with ovulation. Would you believe that 76 couples got pregnant in the first month after using the ovulation kit? And 100 couples, all of them, got pregnant by the 7th month of trying to conceive. So this test, the ovulation kit, will really help you speed things along in terms of having sex at the right time, because having a baby is really about timing. So I hope you've enjoyed this little talk that we've had, and I encourage you to give me some feedback. If you have any questions, you can hit me on the comment section. This is going to be on YouTube. You can hit me on the comment section below, or you can go to my website, www.smartmothersguide.com, and ask questions, regarding ovulation and trying to conceive. I hope you also pick up my book, The Smart Mother's Guide, which I think will help you tremendously if you become pregnant, or even if you're not pregnant. It'll give you some tools in terms of what to do if your pregnancy is not completely normal, if there are bumps along the way. The book is very good in terms of helping you navigate those bumps so that, the journey can still be smooth and you can have a healthy baby, although you may have some complications in the future. So until next time, I hope everybody has a good day, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.